Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has formally disengaged some members of his cabinet following a Supreme Court ruling that nullified their appointments. The affected officials include the commissioners and other political appointees whose tenure effectively ended with the judgment. Speaking at the valedictory session held at the Government House of Port Harcourt on Wednesday, Governor Fubara commended the outgoing cabinet members for their contributions to the state's development. The event also coincided with activities marking Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. The governor, who was earlier suspended during the state of emergency imposed on the state by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, used the occasion to emphasize the importance of unity and national peace. He urged the Nigerians to rally behind President Bola Tinubu in building a secure and prosperous country. Fubara further reassured the Rivers citizens of his renewed commitment to serve them faithfully, thanking the people for their steadfast support and goodwill. Let's get talking, ladies and gentlemen, and with me is still Emeka Mandunago. Emeka, thank you so very much for hanging on.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, which of the court ruling are we talking about here? Is on the reference. Is it the Supreme Court ruling?
Yeah, the Supreme Court
Which
ruling,
of them?
yeah.
Was it before he was asked to leave the government house?
Yes. The Supreme Court judgment, that nullified the local government election.
Which of the local government elections? Is it the one he
one
inherited
conducted
or the one he did himself?
You know, there are 3 local government elections now. There have been 3 local government
The
elections.
one that...
No, the one from Wike.
From Wike, exactly.
From Wike's time.
Which he...
Then there was the one he conducted. Then the one now conducted by Ibas,
yes.
So those, the Supreme Court, of course, declared that the 3-man House of Assembly, led by Okojumbo, was that it acted illegally, so that all the appointments, even the 2025 budgets approved by it, were null and void. Please,
Emeka, help us understand, because I asked which of them now. Was it the commissioners he had brought when there were only 4 members in the house?
Yes.
Okay,
There were some commissioners that resigned. Fubara had 19 commissioners.
That he inherited?
No.
That Wike made possible?
No, that they started with, plus the ones that Wike made, plus the chief of staff and some other people like that, appointees. So everybody was sent on suspension.
Okay, that is the one.
On March 18.
Okay.
So when he returned, everybody returned with him, his commissioners. But now he has said that because Martin Amewule, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, recognized by the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court said he recognized the 27-member House of Assembly led by Martin Amewule against the 3-member House of Assembly led by Okojumbo.
Okay, now I understand.
So the so that is why so the 19 commissioners screened and approved by the 3-member House of Assembly led by Okojumbo.
Okay.
They were declared illegal. Their appointment was declared null and void, and ultra vires. So that's why he had to give effect to the judgment.
Oh, okay.
And then he said, okay, that they should go, that life continues and all of that. But it's possible that some of them will still
make the list.
Because Martin Amewule has asked him to submit a fresh list of commissioners. Even though there's a rumor that his godfather, Nyesom Wike, FCT minister, has given him a list of people.
Again.
But even though we learned that Wike later denied it. But you see, people should realize one thing. I remember one interview that President Goodluck Jonathan granted when he was vice president. And he said one thing, which was poignant. He said, let us realize that every political office holder has a constituency, has supporters. And that, supporters that should be taken care of one way or the other. All over the world, it's like that. It's like that all over the world. So that people should recognize and allow, political office holders, some leverage to be able to, operate We're not talking of endorsing corruption now, but what we're talking about is that when you now have to bring in people to work with the governor, you don't even want him to have any sense of self-awareness. You don't want him to, be free to appoint people he knows and all of that. And then what kind of administration are you running? You're now seeking a third term. But you are the ones, President Tinubu and others are now accusing former President Goodluck Jonathan of seeking a third term in office. But they are not looking at what Tinubu himself has been doing. He has got more than a third term. What have you done in the last 25 years in Lagos? Picking the governors, picking commissioners, local government chairmen, board members and all of that. They are not looking at that. And that's rather unfortunate. So that is the situation that Fubara has found himself. And he's interested that all these things have been done by River State people.
River State people? Are you sure it's River State people or those who are representing them?
Nyesom Wike. If Nyesom Wike is from River State, the elders that are supporting him are from River State.
But
the House of Assembly,
not every elder is in support of Nyesom Wike's.
Those in his support. Those in support of his actions, they are from River State. They were the ones, the House of Assembly and all that. They were the ones who made the case that there was a need for a state of emergency. And I was saying it. People were accusing me that I was supporting Fubara. I said, I don't even know Fubara. I've never met him before. I'm not looking forward to meeting him for anything. I don't need anything from him. All I'm just interested in is good governance. And what I believe is that democracy allows for dialogue. Even a husband and wife who have gone to court and got a divorce, the court still leaves the door open for possibility of reconciliation, even up to 7 years.
Wow, really?
After a marriage is dissolved, that there's possibility that maybe
the chemistry might be reignited.
Who knows? Yes, who knows that maybe certain things went wrong. After these were two people who said they love each other. Something went wrong. That okay, it's possible. Okay, along the line, let's give them 7 years to see whether maybe possible their children, might talk sense into them, and there are things like that that happen.
That happens, yeah.
Yes, couples have been reunited and all of that. Who even separated for more than 7 years, even got married to other people, but came back. So is it in politics that we will now say that it's a do or die affair, that we will not, that there will be no possibility of reconciliation, that there will be no possibility of dialogue, there will be no possibility of give and take? It should not be. That's why I said, well, there was no need for the state of emergency. There was no need. There was no need. So now we are beginning to. Now they are not asking questions that okay, how come Ibas, the administrator, the sole administrator, was there for 6 months? He didn't complete a single project.
But was he even supposed to complete a single project?
But he said he was
because that wasn't his assignment in the first place.
So what was he there for? What did he receive over 400 billion naira for in 6 months? Was it meant to?
I thought it was to pay for salaries and
River State civil servants. Yes, but there was money too. But there was a component for capital projects because he visited the House of Assembly complex that Fubara was about to complete before that suspension took place. So Ibas visited the House of Assembly. He visited the House of Assembly complex. Where he said, and not once, where he said he would complete it. How come he never completed it till the state of emergency elapsed on August 18? How come? How come he never, how come he didn't complete that House of Assembly?
Well,
he
wouldn't have finished it in 6 months.
No, it was
6 months was
now, if you remember, Fubara, before that suspension on March 18, 2025, he said he will complete the House of Assembly within a short time. He said he will complete it within a short time. So, but Ibas came in, said he will complete it. He didn't. The refuse was all over the place. In River State, nobody claimed refuse, even up to now. The state of emergency has been lifted. Yet, Wike's camp I don't know what they're still looking for again.
Yes, because I read on the dailies, I guess, yesterday, where during his Thanksgiving service in church, none of the members of the State House of Assembly were there. Which still shows that there's still a little bit of skirmishes here and there.
You see, permit me to use the analogy of a husband and wife again. I no agree, I no agree, I no agree, I no agree. But when maybe the husband gets angry and goes to sleep in the sitting room or in the visitor's room, leaving his space on his bed empty, but his mind is there.
Yeah.
His mind is on that space that he left. Yes. If when he's sleeping, he hears the voice of a man, he will jump up. He will not just say, I don't care. He will jump up. So when you are now, still taking the fight beyond, the state of emergency, then what are you looking for? What exactly are you looking for? That means the aim, the end state of emergency was not met. The end, it was not met. That means whatever you thought you were going to get has failed. And it is not good for the people of Rivers State. Because if the state belongs to them, at the end of the day, whatever actions or inactions that are taken, it will be recorded that it was Rivers people that took them. There wouldn't have been any need for a state of emergency if Nyesom Wike and Fubara had been able to sit down and iron things out. Look at in Benue. The governor of Benue has sent earlier, and the secretary to the government of Federation, George Akume, they are not on talking terms.
But was it George Akume that allowed...
George Akume was who facilitated his election. George Akume is like he's a godfather.
Okay.
So even George Akume has some people in the Benue State House of Assembly. But even in the state executive. But at the end of the day, they still managed the crisis. They didn't allow it to get to the point of a state of emergency. So that's why I brought up that. That's why I keep telling people, in Benue, they had skirmishes, street battles and all of that. But at the end of the day, even in Plateau, has the governor had it easy? No, but they have not brought down the roof.
Yes.
But in Rivers State, the House of Assembly was bombed. 5 people were killed after the local government elections held by Fubara. And then some pipelines were set to have been bombed.
A couple of bomb explosions.
Yeah, the Trans-Niger pipeline and all that. But in all of that, not one person has been arrested and arraigned in court for all of those things. So, all to achieve what?
Now, Emeka, you're a historian, and I'd love to ask you this. When we take a look at this political process and experiments, do you see similar situations that have happened like this in other parts of the world, and what the results were at the end of the day? Because I'm saying this with respect to Nyesom Wike, consistency in not allowing peace, allegedly, reign in Rivers. Have we seen people who have had such tendencies, what it resulted to?
Well, I remember at the dawn of the Fourth Republic, in Anambra State, you had Mbadinojo and Emeka, his godfather. They were fighting. Teachers were on strike. There was insecurity in the state, but the governor still moved on and was able to contain the insecurity. You had Chris Ngige. In fact, he fell out with his godfather, Chris Oba. Both of them, Chris. He fell out with his godfather, Chris Oba. And thugs went and burnt some governments, some structures of government, burnt government house and all of that. In Oka, at the end of the day, the Supreme Court, threw Ngige out. After he had spent over 3 years as governor. Peter Obi came in, was able to manage the godfatherism matter, You know, he was able to manage it. The person could have, because his godfather was a Odumegwu Ojukwu, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, but Ojukwu didn't, you know, put any pressure on him, and they were able to manage it. But the sad thing was that those who thought, okay, since Ojukwu is not putting pressure on people, let us do it. They impeached Peter Obi twice, but twice he went to court and he won. So you can go on and on and on, you know, in different places across the country, you know. If not for time, you know, I would have gone into some. I mean, look at in Edo State, for instance, the late Chief Tony Aneni and Adams Oshomole, you know, when Adams Oshomole was the governor, he was having a running battle with Chief Tony Aneni. He even said he was giving he was giving some papers, you know, where budget was outlined and all of that, you know, and he said, excuse me, let me go to the restroom. And there he decided that no way, he wouldn't allow his administration to be hijacked by godfathers. You know, the same thing with Obaseki, Governor Obaseki, who succeeded him. The same Oshomole, who said he would not allow godfathers, was now the person that Obaseki was saying he would not allow him to hijack his government. And you see something like that with Monday Okpebolo, the current governor. There have been schisms between him and Oshomole. Yes, but you know, just here and there, you know. if you are conversant with Edo politics, you will understand, you know, the schisms, even though they might pretend, you know, and on. You can go on and on and on. And the thing is this: all over the world, the party democracy implies that the party is supreme, and the Supreme Court of Nigeria has actually made that point again and again, that the party is supreme. The party sponsors candidates to elections. So the Constitution of Nigeria and decided judgments of Supreme Court have never in any way recognized godfathers. So the problem of godfatherism remains a potent threat to democracy.